I hadn't been a judge for very long. The telephone rang, and a voice said, Justice Sachs, there's a man called Henry who said he has an appointment to see you. I said, send him through. I was very curious to meet him. He telephoned a week or so earlier to say that he had organized the placing of the bomb in my car. He's now going to the Truth Commission, and was I willing to meet him? Went down the corridor, I opened the door, the security door, and there I see Henry, little, shorter than myself, but tall and thin, quite a bit younger. And he's looking at me as if to say, so this is the man I tried to kill. And I'm looking at him, so this is the man who tried to kill him. We'd never met. We hadn't fought over money, position, love, passion. He was on that side, I was on this side. We walked down the corridor, and I remember he strode like a soldier, and I tried with my best sort of judge's slow ambulation to hold him back. We sat down, we talked. He told me the story of what he'd done, how he'd been involved, his background, his family, what a wonderful mother he had. And eventually I said, Henry, I have to get on with my work. Normally when I say goodbye to somebody, I shake that person's hand. I can't shake your hand. But go to the Truth Commission. Maybe we'll meet one day, and who knows? Who knows? And I recall that when we walked back this time, he wasn't striding like a proud soldier. He was shuffling along, almost like a defeated person. I closed the door, and Henry vanished from my life. Now, what was this Truth Commission? How did it come about? It's not well known, even in South Africa, that its origins lay in a very intense debate that the National Executive Committee of the ANC held about 9 months before the first democratic elections. And the issue on the table was what to do about a report that had been produced at the behest of the ANC into violations of human rights committed by the ANC at a time when the ANC had captives who'd been sent by Pretoria to bomb, destroy, poison, create havoc. And the Commission had reported that, in fact, indeed, on the evidence they'd received, these captives had been treated in very brutal fashion, and that those responsible should be held accountable for that. And now we were debating how to respond. And some of us stood up and said, we had the Commission appointed, they've told us what we must do, we must go ahead and hold them to account, somehow or another. And others said, no, you've got to understand the circumstances. There was civil war in Angola. We had a ruthless enemy fighting against us. They had secret information that was very important that we get. They were really trying to kill us. The guards were young students who knew nothing about interrogation and being prison officers. They'd left their studies in South Africa, mainly South African universities, to go out and fight for freedom. It would be wrong to hold them to account in any way. It's just a casualty of history. I remember Paolo Jordan, who's now the ambassador designate to the United Nations, standing up and in his very well elocuted, high-pitched voice saying, comrades, I now understand that there's such a thing as regime torture and ANC torture. And regime torture is bad and ANC torture is okay. Thank you for enlightening me.